Excel belum cok tuh. Mana kita? Ada hijau.
Hijau. Tabrak nih 2 orang nih.
Wih anjir. Ini di jendela,
Mati. Lu apa aja. Di rumah ini kah?
Halo. Nggak ada yang bom itu.
Aman.
Depan. Biru. Wah anjir, sini dah. Rumah seberang kita bang.
Oke bang.
Nutup pintu dah.
Mati.
Aduh, di seberang pula.
Biar mau biru.
Anjir. 2 orang guys. Kecepatan gua. 2 orang as. Satu lagi. Elah.
Maju kawannya. Berarti yang dari rumah seberang tuh standby dah.
Makanya dia nggak berani ke belakang tuh karena nggak ada coveran.
I need you baby. Let's try guys.
Langsung dapat langsung nying.
Quick join gak ini?
Iya. Mau apa? Request.
Enggak apa-apa sih.
Bingung kalau milih-milih map gitu.
Rapopo bang, rapopo. Terminal kita guys.
Bebas kita, kalau aku sih suka yang tusun-tusun.
Bebas sih.
Bebas.
Aku juga.
Bebas yo.
Gas.
Bawa soalnya pasti kalau polo gue pasti hot drop cuy.
Iya,
Ah,
kita mah suka yang tusun-tusun.
Suka yang tusun-tusun. Wah anjing rame kali.
Wih. Anjir. 90% sini turunnya nih.
Jangan rame sih. Gas ah.
Susah sih cari line up di sini.
I need you baby. Kali 6. Gue ready guys. Ambil mobil dulu guys. Cari redot dulu, ada redot. Yongchan. Udah beres kayaknya. Masih. Ya elah anjing. Ah, tai.
Kenapa?
Wow, sakit cuk.
Gak lihat kanan kiri guys.
Nge-cross.
Mainin.
Ini juga ada tadi ya.
Di biru ada. Nah, knock yang mana tuh?
Kena. Itu di rumah hijau, di rumah hijau. Di tangga.
Instan. Udah diambil kah? Blue chip. Ini.
Udah.
Bang, nggak keburu jir. Terus detik, cok.
Jir, 11 minumanku. Melut gitu. 11 gitu.
Oh bang, bawa aja. Nggak ada. Semoku nggak ada juga. Boleh lah. 4 boleh bang.
Ini yang mau boosting minuman. Ada yang mau kah?
Udah. Masih di sini masih bisa nih.
Bisa kayaknya.
Masih jalur.
Turun mayat
Nah,
lagi.
kan? Oh. Ada ide gua sebenarnya.
Ambil chipnya, Cuk. Nah, bener. 2 lagi.
Apa tuh?
arah 205.
Ini ya? Gudang ya? Gudang ujungnya ya?
Iya, iya. Dekat jembatan itu. Tapi nggak tahu ya posisinya di mana.
Yang mana? Oh. Ini dia. Oke.
Enggak. Jadi supply.
Aku. Anjing. Aman. Kedasi.
Dari mana dia?
Gudang. Dua yang mantek aku, Bang. Oh. Sabar lah, Bang. Kamu satu dia. Iya.
Tiga orang, Cok. Kira.
Di biru kan dia?
Ya, di biru. Ini sekali kena nih, kena apa nih? Serius. Sekali kena nih, kena.
SR bang.
Kena nih. Mampus kau, mantek. Instan ya? Di biru bu. Itu orang dia. Instan.
Di sini. Dari mana dia nembak?
Ini dari sini. Biru bu, gudang. Dia. Tiga orang.
Bang, hati-hati bang.
Ikutlah aku. Berapa bang? Kami.
Bisa nih gua penokin satu, sabar ya. Nah, tes baru. Mana, Cok?
Aduh, kena kepala gue. Bang, bantu bang.
Di sebelah mananya
Lulusan
sih?
mana ya?
Nggak lihat tuh. Kenapa kau bang?
Di sekitar sini bang. Di sekitar situ dah. Pokoknya ada mobil loh.
Dacia dia kan.
Ya.
Udah gua bocorin.
Enggak, berlindung di Dacia itu. Wih, ada orang, Cok. Coba ada orang, Bang, ada orang. Anjir. Anjir deh.
Gue pegang.
Pakal darahku dikit ke banyak menang lagi.
Tandaku ya.
Mana bang?
Di tandaku.
Hijauan
Hijau,
bang?
hijau. Ya hijau.
Oke. Kondol. Cok, coba.
Naik bukit. Wah, ada orang lagi bang. Lihat bukit bang.
Udah ke bukit deh ya.
Ya, ke zona dulu nggak sih? Kita ambil kanan.
Empat ke lima cuk zona.
Ya, ke zona
Nat, nat, nat. Ke zona nat. Mobil di orang.
Asu. Udah kejar zona, ditembakin musuh.
4 ke 5 kan.
Kiri musuh.
Pas di sini ya.
Dari biru gua ya. Terus gua. Monggo.
Ya.
Di sini anjing.
Kering gua.
Dari squad belakang.
Wah, anjir kiri kanan. Di rumah.
biru aing.
Ya elah anjing.
Sumpah, bos.
Lewat ya kawan tuh. Kayak nyendak-nyendak gitu ya, Bang? Iya.
Jaringan tuh.
Tapping gitu dah. Kalau lancar tadi tuh mati dah tuh.
Not slide.
Anjay. Kumis lele dapat Anjay. Kumis lele dapat Nyangkut di initializing kenapa ya? Milik mana nih, Bang?
I need you, babe.
Mau sekolah ya.
Mutlak tuh.
Saya bawa, Wek.
Bagian ya, udah.
Ah, elah, anjing. Kabar senjata.
Harus senjata, Cok.
Serang.
Dan pocok gitu kan.
Seribu. Menjadi sore itu. Ada ya, rame.
Mana hijau kita tabrak.
Yuk.
Yang seberangnya anjing.
Rumah merah ada ya? Kok bisa di atap tuh? Nomor 4 itu rumah merah tuh ada tuh.
Aduh, kanan kiri anjir.
Coba kan?
Bentar, gua TDM dulu ya bentar.
Kill isu kah?
TDM lah kirim. Bapuk ieu. Arket.
Anjir, satu di depan.
Ih,
Atak kuning ya, Bang. Oh, udah nyebrang.
Mang Dang.
Yuk. Bagus. Senja di sore itu mengingatkan kepergianmu. Coba ping. Oh, Mirado. Tumben. Tumben, guys.
Euy,
Guys.
jauh-jauh musuhna ya.
Paket losna teh eureun anjing teh euy 3 hiji.
Berapa ya? Paket los?
Heeh.
Sakit kira.
Anda udah dapat mana? Hijau kita.
Tabrak gue ya.
Tur.
Oh, T2. Shotgun ya.
Anjing lantai 3.
Udah pes gua, cepat.
Udah lengkap deh shotgun aja.
Terus pakai util nih. Kalau mau bareng-bareng ayo. Ntar cari dulu flashbang. Util ini. Ah.
Anjir. Pecah helmnya ya. Belum rezeki. Kaget tiba-tiba di panzer. Dar.
Dikira masih di atas ya lantai 3. Satu tim ya. Rusak gua rame anjir.
Kasir. Ada rapat tuh, ada rapat.
Ada di mana guys orang-orang? Jauh seberang.
Gudang ya?
Ya gudang. Di rumah bata masih ada ya?
Isan.
Ada tim ya?
Masih ada nih. Dia merangin gudang tadi. Mati kah semua? Siapa tuh?
Tuh.
Habis kayaknya.
Tahu? Sekolah tadi rame yo. Iya, ada kendaraan.
Di belakang paling kendaraan. Ntar gue ambil dulu. Abang nomor 2 ada kendaraan nggak bang?
Ada. Oh, ikut dong.
Oh ini kendaraan nih. Gas bang. Wah. Stop.
Ada di sini.
Anak pintu.
Meledak mobil.
Hidupin bang. Udah chipnya teman. Harusnya berhenti sih dia. Ya berhenti dia. Mobilnya ini ya. Udah.
Pit. Bisa DKP lagi.
Emang kalau aku udah dulu mau install dulu OS.
Masa window.
Saya install Revio.
Hah?
Revio OS.
Oh. Oke.
Jadi.
Mayat temen tuh merah.
WB 1 WB lah.
Bentar bang, lagi di INGIN bang.
Oke.
Pit.
Aduh. Kena nih tuh.
Di belakang.
Muter-muter aja dia.
Mana bang?
Dia pencet oh.
Bentar, Bang. Halo, Smackdown. Ayo slot.
Halo. Main opatan.
Itu full auto anjing.
Terus opatan?
Mau
Mohon.
Oh,
diganti.
hatur nuhun itu sakitunya abdi mah.
Oke, mohon, mohon.
Cukup tahu aja we kitu nu kurang mah.
Mohon, mohon.
Siap.
Itu sih.
Wow. Rame kesana.
Ya elah anjir. Anjir. Kenapa sih berhadapan
Satu lagi dalam ruangan ini. Dalam. Satu lagi.
Ngeri. Kita terhalang oleh api, Bang. Bang, uji bang. Ada orang. Hih, seramnya. Dari bukit itu terus sekali. Cuk.
JKB-nya turunin tapi kok enggak. Kita 3 orang.
Allah.
Ini rame pasti rame bednya. Di blok ya. Limit JKB. JKB start.
Pasan guys.
Gas bang.
Alat nggak sih?
Dia duluan. Gua ambil lantai 1 ya. Aduh.
For example, so you just got to make your own dips. As Spiro doing the damage over in the distance here against them. Vitality in general, though, has had a really rocket up for a game like this. Look, I mean, they're just using the dips that they've already made here. It's really good stuff here by Na'Vi. They'll be adapting to the meta very quickly.
No way. Example's found his way in. Grenade goes off. He's deciding to send a fight between two. He swings off towards the other side. That's laying one. Beamy finds a grenade. Example has everyone against him, but no one's looking his way. He finds an opening one. The car's got the protection. Na'Vi, well, it's going to be corrected, but Boostic put a big punch against Twisted Minds.
That was ridiculous. It's like...
He's just throwing grenades.
It's an insane... Well, he had no options, but it's an insane ego player. Oh, I'm just going to fight 3 of the best teams in the world whilst just dancing alongside the field. But yes, anyway, Mika trying to hold off for SUL. They do have an MG3 in hand as well, so that is difficult if you actually want to make that peak happen. Good spray, though. Brilliant stuff by him. And on the other side of things, Boosting and Spiro have shut down state, so Nemesis's position is looking more precarious.
Everyone's fighting on the outside edge. Aries though, oh, bounces back the other way. Mika still getting involved, does find grenades, but Aries finds 2 for the price of 1. SAUL, they're running the gauntlet. Mika will go down the spray, and Nemesis though somehow gets dug out, and they fall out in 8th place.
Yeah, Hakatori doing some stuff down towards the bottom. I guess he's got a new 111 at the end of his name. Does that mean 111 kills? Probably. But Killiakai will deny some of those. Jeez Louise, a great nade against Na'Vi. They're gone. This is a huge game here for Ascend. They've got the circle as well.
Rise up Ascend, we can see all the moat start flying in chat at some point. But look, Ascend, as you said, they threaded the needle to the middle early. They've got all their utility. They've not had to use it all like Na'Vi to get ahead. And there's one downside to these dips, and it is that you are so close to the rest of your team. 1 grenade, like Killy just delivered, that's a massive impact to a team.
Yeah, for sure. I've been watching quite a few Ascend games in the previous week, seeing that they've been grinding together, even if it's just, you know, your normal pub games and stuff like that. They are definitely taking this very seriously, and maybe it pays off here already in game number 1. Scav in a BRDM, just chilling, you know.
MG.
It's a very Finnish play style. Get in the BRDM alone and have nobody near you at all times.
You can repair it as well. They've got an MG though, James. They've got an MG. Just delete it, get rid of it. But no, SAUL, they're going to send it towards the end game. They go around towards the south side, towards Ascend's position though. They find a dip, they find the crevice. The smokes will come out of instant, but I worry though how much utility has Ascend got. But Ascend got other things than a mind. Correct, he finds Quizzy, and hello my fan, puts down Beanie.
Yeah, Virtus going to get leapfrog forward here against Vitality, although that being said, Vitality gets annihilated. It's Sata doing a lot of damage here from the north side, and now No Slack has carved out a huge swathe of area up there, especially thanks to the fact that SAUL didn't think that they could actually stay on up there. Get away from that car. Crawling on away.
It's not what you expect. Second one will come in. It's going to be a third. For Nixie, unfortunate. Nice use, though, taking away the opportunity that was produced by SAUL for him, but it's going to be the end of him, though. Correxy will find Keta. VP, our champions, though. Phase number 1, have to drive forwards, and they're running out of bodies, and quick.
How far do the trees go down into the ground? This is something I need to go and test. Like, putting some nades down there and seeing how far it actually goes down. But yes, we have still Ascend in, still trying to heal through that blue zone. Good stuff by it. Chris got an M249 in hand at the moment. I think No Slack is taking such a strong position on these eventual circles. It really depends if the circle does go their way, of course. If they get forced out, then yeah, they're going to have to move. But they've got so much control on that northeast side. I think this surely should be their game if things don't go awry.
Okay, they just need to dig Ascend out these foxholes that they've sort of buried themselves around. But they got the high ground. They're now starting to find the kills. Great shots, though. Although we'll find one. The tree does go down on the ground. We're just seeing a little bit there, but how far? That's the big question for chat. IXE's trying to find out for us as he continues to dig his way down. As he doesn't have a helmet, so maybe a little bit more depth into the burrows or angle will help him out.
Okay, Killiakai and the boys here. It's Chris. It's
oh, that's a landmine.
Yeah, want none of that. Good old Keter as well. Trying to throw a few more nades forwards here to try and get rid of the problem that is behind them, the thorn in their side, the tick that's trying to burrow in behind them in Beamy. As another nade goes down. How did Killiakai not take anything from that? Okay.
I think he went underneath the car.
He might have, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. It's just that all these teams have put cars really close to the outside of their little foxholes. Scav, with the tank, will move around towards that sort of north side again with that scout. He hasn't got the helmet again, so they've taken, again, huge amounts of damage here, but they've got the bodies now to throw this. They're up with 4. We've got 4 versus 3 versus 2 versus no more with Beamy, as he's one and done.
Yeah. And there was a shield. I just kind of glanced at the map and then looked back and I was like, ooh. But yeah, a shield there. Thanks, Avenger. Sata and the boys here for No Slack. Surely you should have this in the bag, is the question. But now Ascend is moving around on this western side, seeing if they can find a little bit of an opportunity. There is a world where No Slack becomes the first team engaging, and in a 3v2v4, even if you're the 4, it's not necessarily the best of situations to be engaging first.
Also interested to see if the BRDM just drives over these little foxholes. But again, that's what Michael was talking about. See how the trenches there in the grass? It's really hard to figure out exactly where they are. They need the utility. How much has No Slacks expelled? Keta using the smoke. He's going to go up towards that tree. And he's going to use the time to stick himself a new foxhole. And he'll find safety right by the next tree.
Yeah, well, I think one game into PEC, we really answered the question, didn't we? How many pickaxes are we going to see? The answer is yes. I think that it's a very EMEA playstyle, I think, as well, though. Right? Just dig yourself in, go let me move on away. He's got a good spray there. Scarf shutting down Molodog. There's only one left. It's only a doozy with a FAMAS mind, but I think he's gone soon. Oh, they shut down its Chris as well.
Yeah, that's on the other side. Taking multiple fights.
Ooh.
Trying to step out. Scav's got to be careful. He's got that left peek. Adusi uses the time just to move his way forward, and they use the opportunity to nail in a grenade. Scav's going to use the opportunity. The gravity and BRDMs. Oh, it did go over the soft fin, but the back wheels will flat him in. Adusi, he's out from S8UL, and it's just Keta. One foxhole remains. 4 bodies from No Slack, and it has been answered. How deep can you dig? You can dig pretty deep here on a angle.
And No Slack gets themselves the first victory. As soon as S8UL moved from that northeast side and didn't do anything about the BRDM, I felt like No Slack had a huge opportunity here, and they take it with both hands, Mark, and shake it up for the first game.
What a game. What a game to start with. We've had the update, and what a way to end. In the middle of the field, pickaxe galore. We've seen utility being used from a defensive and an opportunity for teams to get through. I'm sure, Martin, you've got loads to say about this.
Yeah, what a great game. Obviously, as I said, everything gets min-maxed, and this was another case of it, especially here where you're playing uphill in Milta, right? It's enabling so much kind of uphill terrain, but it also enables so many different levels for the, you know, to the side, to kind of the bottom of the hill, to the other side. So every angle of the new circles become playable with the few nades, with the mortar and stuff. So I really liked it. But then again, as you said, guys, there's a lot of denying those kind of small spots and drops that you can be in with just a little bit of utility. And I think that's what the teams are figuring out quite quickly here.
It makes it particularly interesting to ask the question of like what actually happens when we get to field endings on Erangel and things like that, which would just normally be open, but then we're going to have the already utility goes down anyway. So we're going to see a lot of potentially more playable angles and opportunities here for these teams. But as we kind of boiled it on down, I'm impressed that some of the teams still survived coming out of Milta. And of course, Mark, it was Virtus Pro that survived longest coming out of Milta, which, I mean, I guess technically pseudo S8UL was on the very far east side, but mostly VP.
Yeah, especially with a crazy example running out from the blue as well, just throwing grenades and shooting everyone. But yeah, it's interesting to see how teams sort of delayed their approach and took their time to get in and get the results here for game number 1.
It's 20 points going the way of No Slack, 14 for Ascend, who was able to do fantastically from the west side of Milta into the middle as well. Just losing T-Bone a little bit earlier here, Avenger. Maybe that could have been the determining factor if they had 4 alive in the final moment.
Yeah, that could have been at least them having a chance at it, right? But a BRDM and the amount of control that No Slack had coming out from Lumber Camp was just undeniable, especially with those northern shifts. Like, we did have had 2 ships going straight towards them, obviously one going away from water, but the other ones, that was just a straight up gift for them, and they played extremely well. We're always talking about this situation where, sure, you get the gifted games, but you have to capitalize, and that's what they did in this game. Really well played here by the boys.
And of course, Boostig, number 1 here, 765 damage. I don't think they even got that many kills, Mark, but he's still just shooting everything.
Oh, you saw his outstanding shots as they encroached and pushed on towards that kind of Na'Vi. But interestingly for me, it's Chris, only 4 kills. 3 of them came from quite early on between that kind of Hive and Twisted Mind fight. So yes, they threaded the needle to the middle zone, but they didn't really get much more points, well, especially from its Chris, when it came down from a kill front.
Yeah, I got to have a good chat with him on the week off about how everything had gone. So hoping to kind of right a few of the wrongs from the previous weeks, I suppose, and seeing if they can actually move things forward. I think that they believe, Avenger, that they've got a decent opportunity, a decent crack at some of the higher positions to get some PGC points on the board, as long as the things kind of go their way. And if they play like this in this game, yeah, absolutely, I think.
Who are we talking about here? What team?
Ascend.
Oh, Ascend. Okay, you're still one about Ascend. You guys are giving it so much time, and I'm joking. Yeah, they did well here. Obviously, them getting into a position. Yeah, this felt really pre-planned with how everything was like lining up. It was like, okay, guys, if we get into a spot here, we have pickaxes. We actually have a playable area where we're going to be able to get some points from. That's what it definitely felt like, and I think that's where the perfect and powerful separates themselves from the great players, because this is going to get you tons of points. Look at it already now. Like, they're halfway away from a playoffs day one qualification.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all, as you can see here, as pressure was put on against them here by Virtus Pros. That was the team focus for the most part, but it was always going to be hard for Virtus Pro to get out of Milta. What's interesting, Mark, about the changes here for the terrain-changing explosives and pickaxes and things like that, it feels like it makes follow-up nades more powerful, because suddenly there's a bowl there compared to like a flat ground. So if you can get a few in exactly the same spot, you're maybe confirming even more damage than normal.
Especially if they obviously sink into the hole, they get captured in there. And I think one of the biggest takeaways, especially not just from the scrims, but that one game alone, is we see teams now forcing bodies out. We cannot all be here as a 4. We have to send one out. We saw Nixie from VP there in the clips, going a little bit further out. He played down at north side, he dug himself a new hole. He went back towards the south, dug himself a new hole. Unfortunately, that hole did get a barrage of the grenades coming in from SAEUL. And I think back to your point, that's the danger, but lucky enough for the team, it's only him. It's only one body that lost during that time.
All right, well, let's listen in on some team comms from that previous game and see how everybody's been faring with our first game of the playoffs.
Killer, you have just killing above you. Back one cannon.
Still a foot.
4 guys on it.
They're prone here, yeah.
Yeah, well done.
One more on me and one driving. One more on me and one driving. Filling up on me.
Let's push bunker, push bunker. Where's he on you?
Three, above me knocked. Last one,
Last active.
Did he drive away?
Yeah, that's why, boys, just trust me in my call. On the other building. He got knocked. That's last guy shooting me. I'm falling back.
Hold Navi out. Listen to me. You will go to green with a car and hold Navi out. We display later and hold Navi out.
Right ones.
One is knocked on orange.
Nice,
2 guys inside.
Nice, really, they got.
Right, Vitality, main threat. Vitality, main threat now.
Come.
They can offer, so. Nice, good job, guys.
So, he died. 4v1.
Just denied.
Oh,
That's right.
All right, some interesting comms across the board here. The myth of actually good calls as they were going up against Vis there. And you got to trust the calls, Mark. You got to trust the calls, all right?
Got to trust. Just listen to my calls. I'm right. I love that. If it goes wrong, you never make that call, do you? TMO, good start. They got themselves in a good position. They held. The comms were nice and clean as well. A team which can be a bit chaotic, we know, when under some pressure. So good start from them. I think they've gone away from last week coming into this week with actually maybe a stronger plan and maybe that cool, calm collective that we expect.
Yeah, and from one southerner to another, you get T-Bone shouting that Vitality is the main threat there, Avenger. And it makes a lot of sense, right? If you've got them eventually coming in behind the position there of Ascent, yeah, you've got to shut them down.
I mean, that's the kind of angle that they had on the approach that they had. They knew exactly the lay of the land and the position they were at, right? So that was obviously a great one. But I'll say this as well, Vitality, great game to start things off with here. Maybe we're not going to have a quiz interview where he looks like he's been sucked all completely out of the life he had of him throughout the 3 days that he was able to play in the last playoffs. That interview was dire. So yeah, hopefully he's happy now, and yeah, it's looking good for them, to be honest.
Yeah, as soon as he had that interview, I couldn't sugarcoat it. I was like, damn, you don't look happy at all. But it's fair, right? And sometimes it can be that way in competition, right, Mark? I mean, Vitality, happy that they got to the final, but definitely not happy the way that they did it. And I think that when we see a game like this, them getting 8 kills from a northwest position where the circle's not really favoring them in the grand scheme of things, it's not a bad start at all.
I spoke to Levante after qualifying day 3 last week, and I was like, why do you leave it always to the last day? And I think it comes down to they put so much pressure on their shoulders. We saw it from PGS, right? Hello, my bad was like, I didn't get any kills. I'm the one that's letting the team down. It's me, it's my fault. And I worry that sometimes they get in their heads. A game like that from them, we're going to see that kind of last day antics from Team Vitality. good amount of kills. They had good position. I just want to see more of this from them.
Yeah, I mean, looking at how that started out this game one, I feel like a top 8 is in their cards here, Avenger, for a day number 1. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's no chance we don't see them in the top 8 here. Like that, them being in a great spot, getting kills here. I think it was 8 total kills, right? So yeah, there's no way we don't get them through. They also, the way they played it was way more confident in a way, right? You could see the control that they take, like the damage that they do to some of the guys. Obviously, it's a great compound to kind of have through phase 4 to 5 to 6. So yeah, it's good. I'm excited for the guys. We want to see the day 3 of playoffs in day 1.
My question from that game is, can No Slack kind of keep it up, right, Mark? The fact that, yes, we saw them start off fantastic in the playoffs and then the finals to get things rolling last time around, but then it did peter off a little bit. This is a great start for them. Once again, we need to see super consistent from our Finnish boys to be able to get themselves even deeper,
Well, it's like we were saying before. I just worry that at some point during the qualification, mainly more in the finals, when we see a best of 15, is actually they start looking backwards. With a best of 5, I think they might look at today like, let's just get it one and done today. They've done it last week. They had a good amount of kills mid-table as they sort of qualified through in the top 8. I just like the confidence they got. They've got the win. They had the BRDM. You got to remember early game here, James. They came in from that north side nicely. They played in. They didn't overrush. Didn't overextend, and they were waiting. SAUL late game moved away from them. They instantly moved into the space. So it's very technical how they're trying to play these zones out.
I'm wondering if the BRDM has gone up in value a little bit since the change as well, because if there's the world where some util is being used on, you know, things that aren't necessarily offensive, maybe you get a little bit more HP out of your BRDMs. Maybe it survives a little bit longer here, Avenger. So there's a world where it could have gone up in stock a bit.
I could see that happening. The people are kind of not expending as much util, but it's just like 2 teams agreeing that they don't want the BRDM in it. They put half a mag in each from the whole team, right? Then it's done.
They should.
And they should for sure. That's it for me here. Though the most important is the kind of keeping the utility, especially the nades back, and the amount of nades that you're running with. Like I'm running with 5 to 6 nades. It is actually crazy how many nades and I'm prioritizing a 3 backpack over a 2 jammer. So like you really need to stack it up here. As we see the rivals though for this one, Kovalevi and Itzkris, 4 and 3 kills. More damage though on Kova's side, so that's cool to see.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all for who was just a cheeky coach before everything was done. And then No Slack came along and was able to change everything. But anyway, match start. It's time for Miramar as me and Mark are going to bring you all of the action here from game number 2. So far, so good for the Finns, for Suomi.
Don't get him started. Don't get him started. It was a good result. It was controlled. Very finished style of play. Game number 2, though, is coming in from that north, pushing that northwest down towards a southeast corner. Again, favouring one of the side of the map. Miramar slightly bigger. So we might see some of the other teams, especially some of the teams that favour this terrain, sort of come up swinging. Again, we have to factor in, James, the difference that terrain can do, and obviously with the update, Miramar can have a bigger impact, because when you look at some of the open fields, there's a lot more dips and craters that you can play about with.
Small concern there for a second for Kiliakai, dropping a little bit further away from Ascend. I thought maybe he was going to go for vehicles, and he did actually get one. Yes. So he's just going to be driving past Yoga Benito here. I think that they also have vehicles as well, unless not he's going for a gun, can shoot at him, but looks like he's deviated away from that driving angle there, so even if a gun was in hand, it would be very limited. Might even be iron sights, who knows. But Gedrock's looking for Yoga Benito as well, seeing what he can do. Chasing him around. Alright. Oh, he did the old loop-de-loop. He went the opposite way.
Switcheroozy.
Yeah.
I love it. To make him dizzy. Gedrock, though, does have the ace in hand, has got a mag and a spare. We'll try and work his way forward. More ammo to be had. Swaps towards that barrel as the rest of, I suppose, Vitality to try and reinforce it. And with Yoga Benito with the numbers to start with, they now have the numbers against them.
These are the kinds of things that you've got to be careful about if you're going to drop far and wide for vehicles, right? Like if people are going to drop on top of your spots. I mean, Vitality is no stranger to having to, unfortunately, deviate away from San Martin when other teams are dropping there. So they'll go to Hacienda del Patron to be able to kind of get things going. And if you're dropping close to them on that split drop, yeah, you will take casualties.
That's position. Grisani comes on the outside, knows the reinforcements now coming behind him. Goes in towards the inside, already gone up on the out. Grisani goes back towards the wide. Here's the shots as he swings his way around, and he does find it. Levante goes down as he had to reload.
Will the reinforcements come in time? Cristiani did not feel like staying out there for the finish off of the flush. Gidrox takes to the roofs. And a little bit exposed there, so has to take some cover. Hell, my bad. Panzerfaust! Oh, okay, God. Shotgun before the Panzer even goes off. Lovely.
Lovely crouch shot as well. Denied the opportunity for that Panzer. Jogo Bonito taking the driving seat now forward away from Team Vitality, who started things off. And again, more points than he got last week on phase number 1, but definitely a full stop towards the momentum. They have to try and dig out. Cristiani finds Jedrox, and it seems and feels like a one-man army here from Jogo Bonito.
I mean, this is the thing, right? They didn't make it through to the finals in the last one, but I guarantee you, after talking to some of the teams, some of the players and stuff like that, they do not take Jogo Bonito lightly. So if they get into the finals, you know that there's still an extra threat there lying in wait. And the circle favors these kind of fights as well. So Jogo Bonito's getting off like a bandit right now, and Quizzy's running away like a bandit.
He's running into danger though. Cruz, see with construction workers situate themselves out. They have played towards that west. Ascend obviously dropped towards Oasis. They've obviously played instantly towards that high ground on the west as well. Good play from them. That's going to give them a lot of information from these teams that are going to try and flood their way through water treatment. The rest of these teams are on the move, and it is going to be down. Quizzy cannot avoid cars. Quizzy goes head to head, and unfortunately for him, he will fall though as he clashes with Crossberg, but clashes his way out.
I think it's no good options because he was in the bus of all things, right?
Just avoid it though, it's huge, avoid it!
Well, yeah, that happened. All right, so from 0 to 0, unfortunately for Vitality. I said, well, from 0 to 1 point. You'll get your 1 point here for taking down the Jogo Bonito player. But somehow, some way, they're coming into exactly the same compound, S2G and Hive. They could swap colours, actually, and it would be perfect, but... There's Hive's purple and S2G's in this interesting Hive colour. But anyway, it looks like that's the battle of the colours for the moment as Mogor start things off well. So S2G just loses a player. I wonder if they took the blue chip.
I think they do grab and go. Why wouldn't you? And they've got the cars to expel it as well. So I think it's more of a park up in a dip, get a pickup. S2G find the compound, they find safety now. Some of these teams sort of rotating their way in. Store, again, team's not moving yet. No slack. Store and El Pozo, they're not moving. Twisted Minds just got shifting now. Team Nemesis down by the port in the southeast corner. Again, not quite shifting just yet. Not in a rush to get to the northeast corner.
No. And I think also when a circle like this, if you're looking at some of these teams rotating on the far east side, or even teams kind of coming in from the far west, I'm not totally opposed to like an emergency pickup and going far northeast of this circle and just trying to find vehicles up there either. Like that could also work here. There are definitely options available because you know that there's not going to be anybody up near where Campo Militar is, where Tierra Bronca is, etc.
No, and then we get that zone shifts back towards that northeast. That'd be amazing. Campo Militar, I think I've seen one, but very, very rare based upon its location. Yeah, even if it goes back towards Cruz, I think it's going to be quite difficult because I think we are going to see more of these teams sort of situate central, down central to central southwest. So if we do get that, it does mean we're going to get that kind of migration, that kind of chaos in that phase 3.
Cool to check in with Bushido Wildcats, the only Turkish representative that was able to get into the final prior. And they're looking to do it once again here. As currently 6 points on the board, not too much to their name, but of course they did find a wild Quizzy rummaging through the bushes there for a second and take a cheeky point to start things off, which they'll take. They'll be happy with that.
They definitely will. Excel now coming out. Ricardo taking that main road up towards Hacienda. They're going to be following him from our Twisted Minds, who are just ahead of him now as they sort of drop around that power grid area. So no change really to a lot of these people. As you mentioned, no Everlong. So a free take again for Excel.
Yeah, so weird. So every other region, it's like, we're Falcons, we're the big dogs, we're going to be going there. And then like, oh yeah, H-Wins left our team. Oh, we're going to challenge them on there. Ha ha ha, lol. And then, you know, in China, PCL as well, you've always got 17. Then the like
17.
And then you come to EMEA, it's like, bugger it. We'll go elsewhere.
The gentleman way. You can have it. No, you have it. No, you have it. It's fine. You're the new guys here. You take it. It's such an advantage, though. For majority of the time, we do see some of these zones on the outside like this one, so it wouldn't be an advantage here, but majority of the time, it is. Most of our teams are now in the zone. For No Slack, they are traversing the high ground out on the west side. The Scav just trying to test out the suspension of the car.
Yeah, but you're going to need to be prior. It was such a win because they've got Simon back up, right? So it's they're into water treatment. There's probably loot there for him. He should be able to get geared up and good to go. Like, that's such a win off of the vitality engagement that was going down, and they didn't even start off with the advantage, really. As we were mentioning, right? That's the problem. I said in inverted commas, that's the problem with going for cars a little bit further. You're going to lose somebody, but then they were able to win it out anyway. Cristiano looking fantastic with that shotgun. Speaking of testing suspension, it's I hate driving over these hills with this car.
Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't look good. Best luck those keeping it in the right direction, unlike me, especially in ranked. I tend to end up doing 180s, especially coming down. Rest of the VP, interesting. We've got the hidey of the cameras, as they don't want to give up away their secrets just yet. Oh, can't park there, mate.
No, I guess he's got wedged. That's unfortunate. So all the suspension testing, and in the end, made a little triangle.
SAUL, they was top of the tables in the last week on phase number 1. Yep. I was impressed. They came out. I think there's a big expectation. They've got a massive following. We know them from BB team and strong. But is it a case that they always need to have the finals? Do they need that to get through and get those zones and transition into late game? I think they're going to put a bit of weight on their shoulders this week. Like, they've got to get away. They've got to find the position, even if they can't get the zones.
I think SAUL fans can rest easy and peaceful in the knowledge that if they'd have had a better day one in the final, they'd have been challenging for number 1, basically. Like, it was only really that first day that really dragged them down. And again, you know, you mentioned it at the start of the day, that they were really chasing circles, and it really did hinder them quite a lot. So, and days 2 and 3 looked great, honestly, for SAUL. So hopefully if they can string 3 days together, then all the SAUL fans will be very happy with the fact that they could potentially win themselves a championship here, alongside Virtus Pro.
Definitely a team that I'd have up there as a contender to win. So, and a contender to keep the pressure and apply the pressure to Virtus Pros, who've now made their way in towards zone. Couple of seconds before we see where this goes. We've obviously got unplayable in the top, but it shifts heavy back towards Oasis. It's a bank holiday weekend here, and it might be the Oasis for a lot of people, but it's a great shift for Team Ascend.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's a bank holiday in Germany, because they do things by the rules, and I'm not, it might be. So let's see if the rich get richer up on the top of the hills, which technically I love this, I love playing this compound, but again, at this lobby, so many teams know how to negate those lines of sight. So let's see how the teams are going to position around it. Not only Ascend get richer, but No Slack will get richer as well from this position.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be about how much noise can Ascend make, because that south approach, you know, if you want to hit that higher ground, you come on that south side. So teams might try and rotate around, and you've got the likes of Jocko Benito, you've got the likes of Twisted Minds already there. Hive, though, have the likes, though, of construction workers, and it's a Famis in the hand. Dante hits a spray, hits the second spray, and he puts him down. Nail it, ball full, and he drops shots. Oh my God, no, it comes from the other side. Schengen helping out.
Yeah, decent help there indeed, and we'll actually be able to flush him completely out. Fex down and out. Construction workers getting absolutely bodied on this moment. The Mythov was looking to have a little bit of approach on it as well, seeing what was going on, but I think they realise now the fight is done. They are leaving from there, and just still peeking on over. Do not get knocked. If you get knocked, the rest of your team has already left here, my friend.
Yeah, with the car taking a couple of shots, he needs to keep that active as well, so he can take the safety in the dip. SAUL coming in from that east side has exposed, and I think that's a bit more of a call from the team, as you have to trust the comms. He now finds himself in the safety of the compound.
Yeah, you had to leave. There's no other way about it, right? Be it another team crashing this position, you need all the bodies you can get. Be SAUL going to be able to steal you away if you did get knocked by High. For some reason, Perfecting 6 bit of damage there from the distance against Vard, but already shut down Nixie, our MVP of the previous phase, basically. Once again, of course, because he's Nixie. He was the MVP of PGS3, and he looked amazing in PEC. He always looks amazing. What am I talking about?
He always does look amazing as Sheila peeps his CCI next to his death. I ain't even going to try, mate. Beep, see you next there.
Yep.
STG finds safety for now, as they might get digging by the hollowy tree. And No Stack, as you mentioned, is a team which position. I'm really intrigued, and I've not seen this yet in scrims, but actually they always dig right by the cars. Are they trying to shoot underneath the cars? That's what I'm interested to see if a push comes in. Are they exposing more angles?
Yeah, there's definitely room for it, right, to be able to shoot underneath the car and have that. But I mean, it's a little harder to spot for opposing teams, I guess, as well. But it just provides you perfect cover. If you go up against a tree and the car's on the other side as well, it gives you more cover to be able to dig. So it's multiple fold. I think you're dead on the money with what you're saying, Mark.
It's like a window, like a little letterbox. And if you suppose you get those initial shots in from a team that's sort of pushing you, yeah, great. Can you get the angles you want all the time? Maybe not, but I mean, I'm waiting and watching, and I think we're going to see these kind of styles of play, this creativity come from these players.
Like a mini bunker that you can play with for the moment, little letterbox bunker. But Slapson going to be throwing some mortars, technically in the direction of Cristiani, but I guess he's spotting for him.
Hopefully.
I didn't quite see the range on it. I wasn't paying in full attention.
Oh, we've got another shift as well, and look at that, it's shifted again. We've got northwest, one more time. So Ascend now on the outside, no slack on the south side, and Na'Vi have kept their noses completely clean as they go all the way around that sort of east side, coming on the north, and there is no one stopping their approach.
Yeah, I love that move by Na'Vi. And of course, as always, when you look at this terrain, it's a little bit deceptive as to kind of the high ground, low ground dynamics of just that south of Oasis. Technically, it's a bit more open for these teams to try and kind of actually fight against. You can see it now from a little bit of a bird's eye view as Corexy and the boys are going to be just parachuting on in. Yeah, a lot of teams can exist in here, and Beamy gets knocked by Boostic. Everybody was shooting their way for the moment, and Beamy does get confirmed. So Corexy, I see a pickaxe in hand.
He doesn't need pickaxes when he's got dynamite, and he does apply the dynamite pretty quickly. It's not just a hole, it's a trench now for him. It's going to give him some cover from Na'Vi. And again, he's had to make a call. He's had 4 grenades. He's got 3 smokes in his back pocket. He's had to expel half of the potential utility for him to try and get out.
What's totally intriguing is the fact that dips like he just created used to be a dime a dozen for like very rare, even I should say, for some of these positions and stuff like that. But now you can just create them as quickly as he did. So that was hugely impactful against the shots and the angle that Boostic actually had on him there. And now he's completely covered. So good for him.
Is he going for, I was about to say, is he going between this or VP? He's going VP now. At the 400, I was going for this, but
250 is too far for VP.
Yeah.
So
I thought I might hit this because they're in the compound a little bit further in that direction, but not the case. Can he find a gift? He's not, but he's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, and a potential if Corexia needs a new hole. He's now got one just next to him.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that might be good.
That's good.
50 meters less, actually, 46 meters less, actually might be on the money there. Maybe a little bit closer to Hakatori compared to where he wants it. Okay. Oh, so close.
Oh, Corexia, quick! You gotta juggle this one. There's one more. I've got 4 left.
No.
He's got 3 now remaining. Does he just barrage him? He's gonna barrage him. He's not giving the option. He takes a headshot from the other side.
Jeez.
He has to find safety in Hakatori. He only puts 2 of the mortars in the air, and Corexia is using the advantage he can. There's 1, there's 2, and now VP have borderline a massive fortification to play with.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there for Hakatori because he got beaten by the variance of the mortar fire, right? We watched all 3 of those shots be 204 meters, but it's got a bit of variance in how actually it flies. Another 204. He knows it's on the money. It just needs to land.
Corexia knows it's coming his way. He's on the run. Nope, that would have been perfect, though. It would have been perfect. He's watching the other one take some damage, but it's not going to be enough. And that's the next build. And it's Chris, though. The shots go through, but Vectix pulls the trigger. He's going to force. It's Chris. Well, he loves an early kill, and he's looking for some more now.
Well, this is a disaster for Twisted Minds. I can't believe it here. It's Chris and Ascend doing a ton of work against them, but it comes at the behest of that Panzerfaust friendly fire. Can Twisted Minds do a little bit more, survive a little bit more? Batulin's on the distance here. He's knocked in the blue, so he's not going to be able to join this anytime soon. It's all on one member in here against Twisted Minds. All right, his example, though, double nade. Will he be able to get more done?
This might be one member,
Oh,
but
no.
this
Oh,
guy
no.
is a god. As he puts his Chris down example, it's now finding the grenades he
T-Bone.
wanted from before. He's going to make the charge out. The call B does go for the scout, and Ascend get unpicked, though, from the god himself.
Okay, T-Bone, it's all on you now, because if not, if you don't do something about this, Example's just taken 3 of your team with 2 nades alone, as he will take a bit of blue damage here. T-Bone's just holding out on the little bit of a high ground just above this compound as well, knowing that eventually, Example, you have to leave. But the longer this takes, yeah, his teammates are going to get flushed. Angled grip as well, of course, in now,
Yeah.
and it is a beast. It is strong. I do love it.
It is good. I'm enjoying that half grip as well. Oh.
Yeah.
Right, so, example, it's running out. T-Bone
How did
never
he get
leaves a
him
man
out?
behind as he charges into danger and knows that he needs to put the kill leader from game number 1 back up on his feet because the zone in his phase 4. This is going to tickle. Run, Chris!
Yeah. At the same time, SEUL completely out as well. 15th place for them. Example's going to want to try and finish off the rest of Ascend as he's coming in from that side. He did have 9 first aid kits, though, so he's got a little bit of time on his side here, for Example. Try and get himself some more points on the board. Akatorian, Spiro against Hive. Hive moved in north of Na'Vi, but Na'Vi had a big firing line set up, ready to go for anybody that was going to move on to their spot.
You've got to remember their rotation. They know it's clear. Now they want to focus and ensure no one else follows that same path they do. And Na'Vi are doing the right thing. Good position, good hold. Let's see if they can continue on here. Back towards the other side, though. Construction workers didn't have the best start. They got clashed, but they got the numbers back up. So they're back to a 4. Bushido Wildcats. For Fex, he knows he's down below, but he hasn't got the vest, and he has to be cautious. If he peeks over, the opportunities come on the other side, and Code Marco was waiting. Knocked, no helmet, no vest, and Fex is down.
Yeah, they were working with nothing as well. Nailup's got no helmet as well. That was annihilation coming in from Bushido Wildcats. Another nade forwards here, trying to shut down them. They do have a P90 in hand, and it's on Vard, the clutch master himself for construction workers. What can they get done? That nade's going miles, jeez. Let's see if Bushido Wildcats can do anything more against this. A little bit of an airburst. 24 damage against Vard. You do want to shut him down, all things considered. With the P90 in hand, goes a little far. He's still alive somehow.
Yeah, this is full. Again, a team like Na'Vi rotating their way around the top. Bushido Wildcats throwing grenades around like it's candies. They've got so many they've expelled and found nothing. They might need to rely on the shots. Construction workers now back to a 4-man. Vard has a level 3 helmet and a vest with that P90 in the back pocket. Knows Meta Bay is in front, but they're running out of train here, James. They have to commit to going over the top.
Those shots for a second do reveal Vard's exact location, just for a tire alone, but wanting to limit a little bit of Bushido Wildcats' opportunities here, maybe also bring the profile a little bit lower on that vehicle so you can get some shots against him on the backside of it. Chris also looking towards this fight as well. Vard is now down, Medabay shut him down, and it's Chris here with the ump of all things, tries to go for a little bit of a play, but Pixelic does turn around and be able to shut him down as well, but for construction workers, I don't know much more they're going to be able to do here.
Got so many teams here. Obviously, Ascend have come in, Bushido Wildcats. We've seen construction workers. Don't forget about Example. He's going to come swinging out from the blue shortly. And TMO. And the zone is shifted again towards the northwest. Komarko, though, has a couple of shots. 1 kill already confirmed for him. As he knows he's got danger lurking close. As Meta Bay, well, he's waiting for the gully. He's waiting for TMO to appear.
The dungeons lurking everywhere, because Example also was able to get a steel wall. This was going down. The construction workers is off, though. They've only got themselves 2 points to their name. And now the myth of trying to dance on through some of these smokes and come in behind this to see what they can get done against a not a bad nade at all. Still 4 first aids remain, for Example. It's gone... Oh, another 40-40. Jeez Louise. Come on, Justice. Let's see if we can get a finish off here.
T-Bone finds another point, though, as he gets one, and TMO goes down. He swings back the other way, but it's going to be there. T-Bone, though, he's farming, he's clearing up what's remaining, but Example is stealing. But did he cost his life, though, during it? I think he's got enough time on the clock. Yeah. He should be able to get this med off.
Yep, not bad at all. 4 kills go the way of Example, so as much as Twisted Mind's kind of in the bin here for this one, it's still a great salvage here. Good shots by Celtic, though, being able to shut down that annoyance in the back lines. They've done so much work against Bushido Wildcats and all the other teams that actually were able to crash in on this, but Bushido Wildcats survives in the end. 5 kills go their way, and Na'Vi, meanwhile, on the other side of the circle, the complete polar opposite side of the circle, is just having a field day with this.
Yeah, keep an eye on them on the map. They've cleared everyone on that sort of north side. Now they're focusing back to the game plan, this late game, and obviously with the zone coming back their way was good. They can get rid of Soda. It's going to help him out. It's going to give him that whole ledge to try and play from. As everyone else, though, is struggling. I'm interested to see what we see from Vis.
Yep, they have yet to play their hand truly, as now shut down here, S2G in that little shack. Harvey's going to be able to play this location quite handedly here for the Sugar Bonito, as well as No Slack. No Slack's actually going for a send, leaving IEXE here for a second.
Ooh.
He is down though. Oh, little bit of a shame. He ducked into the car. I wonder if he was going to be the next one to try and drive away, but there's no wheels on that car anyway. It was always going to be hard to get away from that. And now Scav's been knocked on the other side. That's a lot of nades. Holy moly.
It just tells me, I don't know how many are here. They know they were here, but they didn't get the count right, and they've just extinguished huge amounts of potential for them late game. Or they look at this going, there is no way we're going to survive on this side of the mountain.
Yeah, and I think No Slack also realized that right a little bit earlier than what was going on there. Maybe your Benito has no vehicles anyway. Okay, they do have a few, so maybe they're going to try and go for it. But No Slack was like, okay, we cannot stay on this side of the road, I suppose, considering the fight and how easy we are nadeable against Sugar Bonito, so we have to leave. Maybe that's going to get them into a top 4. We'll see.
We will see for now. Vis leaving the compound, running the road now as they migrate towards that sort of west side. Akatori does find Noddy. Spyro looking to try and find as many as he can. Ferris though gets Schengen. Spyro does get Noddy confirmation. Akatori will put Simon down. Joga Benito running round like ants as they find another car.
Oh, no,
Slaven has to send forward.
And Navi's just actually ruining this lobby at the moment as well, though. They're just shooting at everything that moves and taking it down. 11 kills go the way of the Navi boys at the moment. Kovalevi also down to Boostic. If he thought he did a lot of damage in the previous game, let's just wait until we see what's coming out of the other side of this one for Navi. No Slack. Gonna get bombarded here, Mark.
They are. Did you see as well that Boostic's got a C4 in his back pocket? So let's see how Navi might try and end this game. Hakatori at the moment wants to end it with the good old bullets. 5.56 though, and he gets one, but Slaven gets the steal. So Joga Benito making something happen from their position.
Hakatori with 700 damage now, looking across the way. Still technically Virtus Pro still alive, a bit north, west or east of them, I should say. And X-Howl managing to survive along the roadside. It's not the easiest of tasks that you set up for yourself here, but they are making it work with a little bit of a car fort, some deployable cover as well, and even more that they're going to be able to throw on forwards for this. So they're really fortifying the position. There we are, the good old pickaxe. All right,
dig your way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, what if you dig tunnels? Oh, there's a team that's tunneling their way to the top, and it's a fight between No Slack and Navi. 22 points for one, 20 for the other. And Navi, well, they've unleashed themselves as they charge their way forward. They can hear the fight between Vis and now Boostic sees one. The spray goes through, but he doesn't get the connection, and he stands strong here as Habibi fires back.
Yeah, knows when to back off, and that's mature, right? Don't commit too much for the spray, especially when you've revealed your position. There's going to be other people looking your way. Spiro does hit Habibi, though, with a nade, and that really starts to open things up against them. Scav's also digging in the distance. Everyone's got the pickaxe now.
dig.
We're never going to see the end of it anymore. As for Boostic and Spiro leading the charge here, looking to try and completely shut down this approach. That's a good nade.
Oh, no.
Oh, it bounces too far.
At least it bounces fair enough. You might be able to try and get that. Second one will come through. He gets caught by one of the players. Don't get headshot. And it does get a confirmation. Habibi's down on 2 though. Takes the header on as Habibi will say goodnight here. And it looks like Joga Benito maybe trying to find another one. And it does. Another kill goes on the board. That's 5. As they will find themselves now total 6 kills.
Any tour groups coming through these maps afterwards are going to be like, are these the footsteps of giants? What actually happened in a lot of these areas? It is ridiculous. You may as well be giants if you're Navi. PGS2 champions here, taking down Curexy, the PGS3 champion, as they are looking to absolutely stomp the rest of the lobby right now here. And the only matter of resistance that exists on their side of the circle, I mean, they have positions where they can play just above teams and then be able to shut them down as well. So, looking good for Navi.
Haynes using the Dorito. Seems to be a thing of the past at the moment. That might be the only thing that keeps him alive, especially with Jogmanito. Zone has shifted back towards his way. Vis now under pressure as he looks to the heavens to find any cover. And now comes a Molly. Not just one, but there's 2, 14 kills. The car's on fire and Payne crawls himself back into the hole.
Yeah, I did see it. I do wonder how much damage Navi's done throughout this game, because like every single one of them's on like at least 600, 700, 800, 900 almost damage here. Navi might end up setting a tournament record, at least with this phase of PEC already. 14 kills to their name. There's plenty more on the board for them to take away. Paynes, though, decides to shut down Spiro. He really went aggressive on that one. He knew the only thing he could get from the rest of this game is maybe a knock on a flush, and he was able to get it.
Have NoSec really got no kills? Surely not. 23 points. Navia closed the gap in the game with 14. Jogmanito taking a lot of steals.
I think when they had to send it across the other side of the road, they were just like, well, okay, this is all we've got.
This is exactly what we did. Oh, do you know what you could do? Park the car on top there, Scav. You'll be well covered, mate, if you're there. I fear, unfortunately for him, Navi are scouting their way forward, but can they even see the dip? Boost if he goes on the high ground, maybe, but he might travel past. Ah, Scam Peekaboo, whack-a-mole. He whacks one, Boost it will fall. Ferris now knows there, danger close. Goes over the top line. Oh no, Cristani from Jogmanito has the opportunity to put the final blow in towards NoSec.
Yeah, suddenly this became like a 1-2-2-2-1, whatever we're seeing at here. Like, Navi had 4 strong, but then they were sniped. They were stabbed in the back by some of these individual plays, by Paynes, by the likes of Scav here up at the top. So now it opens up the room here for the other side of the road to have a bigger impact on this game. Exhal got the res off, I think, on the other side of the road, so there should be 3 here in a moment.
Just really crazy. It always sounded bad, but I didn't even clock the Exhales here. That's bad, right? Because Navi have been completely clear in this side, and they've just been sitting there calmly. They're losing numbers. They're down to 2 at the moment. Paynes is going to try and take a long shot. He lines it up, goes for the skyrocket as it goes through. There's always a way if you dream and you believe. But Paynes will wait. It's just over their heads as Jogmanito fight to start another day.
You know, that wasn't bad. That was not bad. But yeah, for Exhal, right, I think that they did the strategy, which I do actually like in PUBG a lot, which is like, when there's a valley and you know that teams are on both sides of the valley, you kind of sneak in between them into the middle of the valley, and everybody's going to shoot across at one another and completely ignore you until the very end. And that's kind of what's happened for Hal here.
Yeah, they're running for the placements at the moment. The car forts are going. They haven't dug down. They've used the old school method of doing it. Car will explode. Now it finds a crater. Exhal find themselves some opportunity, and Jogmanito confirmation and more shots coming back.
It's a huge game for Jogmanito. 9 kills at the moment here. And maybe even 10. Actually, no, that was the placement point with Paynes actually going down. Never mind. But what a game from 8 from Cristiani. And to think it all started from dealing with Vitality with a shotgun in the compound after they'd had the jump on them. What a game from Jogmanito.
What point did they put? He's got no 11. He's got 32. He's sharing over 2. Do you go for maybe another kill, maybe another opportunity? Maybe. Can he even wait it out? I don't know, James.
I think you've just got to try and maybe shut down Exhal where they are at compared to where you are. Slaven now down here. And Ferris and the boys going to be moving on forwards against this. Moving the car forwards a little bit here, though, as far as well as Nailcop. Just shut down him. Cristiani, though, if he's able to get that, that'd be 9 kills. If he could get 2 more somehow, please, please, please. I don't think it's going to happen. The Blues pushing you. But wow, what a game from Cristiani.
Even if he gets his res and nicer points, could be chaos. But yeah, 1-2. Good game. I'll still take it from Jogmanito. Level of aggression, we don't normally see him in late game. They are all about the kills, and they started off this game, and now they ended in 3rd place.
Not bad at all. But it is Navi, the PGS2 champions, that are staring down the barrel of another win here. 16 kills to their name. If you have to rack it up, Ferris is technically the lowest on the damage on the team because Sphero died with about 600 and some, but he's still got 350. They have done massive numbers in this game. Goes for a mad spray. It's not going to work out. Hackstory shuts him down. Should be an easy 1-2 punch.
Oh, no. It's not quite. Oh, we got the off angle. No, we do get the 1-2-3 punch. And there ended, James. 18 kills, 28 points. Oh, my day. 3 damage. What have we just watched?
Them coming in from that north side, holding it down and being able to greet any team that came towards them. was just masterful here from the PGS2 champions. Let's bring Martin back in to talk about this one. It's Na'Vi doing what they do best. They're putting up the numbers.
Yeah, it is, and they were so smart about it, right? That back sweep into Oasis and then pushing out, taking that high ground control, and then the zone coming towards the side. 18 kills, man. I remember us doing a sound check before we started today, and Mark said, yeah, this is about as loud as I got. But no, that's not what we got so far today, guys. That was such a crazy game. I said it. Are we going to have a one game and Na'Vi qualify today, or what are we going to have? And it looks like they're doing it in the game too, which means we're on for an absolutely huge game for Na'Vi and day for Na'Vi today. Wow. That's a one qualification game, by the way, guys. The 28 points was a cutoff last play of day one.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to be falling out of that one. That is fantastic from Na'Vi. And I think you're right, Avenger, actually. Every time Mark does this, he does it every day. He's like, yeah, this is as loud as I'm going to get, mate. And then the games are always really insane in PEC, so he can't help himself.
How consistent, boys. These production note. Oh, yeah, there's the sound check, and then there's the mock buffer. There it goes, up to there. Yeah, apologies, everyone listening to my little screeches.
But all the teams are screeching, really, trying to deal with this, especially Na'Vi losing some of the players towards the late positions here, Mark. I think that this did open up a little bit of an opportunity for the likes of Joga Benito and Exhal, but again, you're going to have to deal with Hakatori at the very end, and that's not easy.
No, it's not easy. And it goes back to that point, right? Is that rotation around, that was key.
Yeah, he did 1.2k, I think. I think he did 1,200 damage again.
Almost 1.3, I think. It was insane. But yeah, here, 28 points. That's what Viz qualified with last week. Joga Benito looking great. Kristalny, there's a reason why Lukaruk says that the most underrated player in PEC is Kristalny. Wow, what a game from him. And yeah, I was really crossing my fingers. Do something. Kill Howl, get 10 kills. That'll be your career done. That's really to put you at the next level. Huge things from Kristalny.
For sure, I do feel like we started the day off saying like teams like Joga Benito. I think that is going to be one of the scarier teams that people don't necessarily want to be in the final. That wasn't in the final originally for that first week last week, but now 17 points go their way, Mark. I think we should be seeing Joga Benito going through unless something really flubs in these next couple of games.
I think if we just go back to the Cups, right, the style of play is about kills. They always struggle with replacements. Something's happening where they're getting enough kills, they're finding a clear path to late game. And if they can keep doing that, they should be getting look at the damage. Yeah, 1-3. Jeez Louise, 8 kills.
You said it, Martin, I think it was last week, that Hakatori, if his tenure at this level, he's just the most 1k clubs. Easy, hands down.
Problem.
And he never stops. He just never stops.
No, he doesn't. And look, he even managed to tie himself on second place for that. But look at Kristalny, though. That's an 8 kill club right there. That's huge for him to be able to contribute to the boys. And there was a good amount of steals there. Like, he was able to, the efficiency there, 730 some damage, I think it was, to get the 8 kills. That's massive.
Who did production pick for our team focus? Okay, it's Ascend after them, of course, being able to do very well in our previous game. And they did start things off here, Mark, with a good circle, with a good opportunity to make things work. It's just, unfortunately, the game got away from them a little bit, especially after the kerfuffle in the compound.
I think it was that last shot there, right? It shows how split they were. And look, if that zone was more central for them, they're going to defend a lot of teams. The fact that their compound became the south side of the zone as it played up to the northwest, everyone had to play. They put 3 back, T-Bone's still in the compound now at this point, but then obviously it's Chris finds the opportunity to get a few, and then it was kind of survival. Like, you can't underestimate a single body of Twisted Minds. An example proved that why for T-Bone, nice hold, but at this point it was survivability. It wasn't about winning the game.
Yeah, I do wonder, Martin, how much they would have had to Ascend if that Panzerfaust whiff hadn't have occurred there for Perfectix. I think that changes the game completely. What do you think?
Yeah, it does. It does stop them completely. I think the big one was obviously the example stopping them, basically. Get them losing a little bit, slowed down quite a bit. I think there would have been 3 alive easily in that position. And then they could have had maybe a few more kills, but still, this is not a bad start for them. This is to the level that we really want to see Ascend. They've been able to kind of step it up, and I think their new roster is working good together. But it's about building that synergy. It's about building your trust in your teammates and knowing how everything kind of runs out.
Well, damage done so far. it's just Navi and Cristiano looking really cool in that final game there, Mark. So from our first 2 games, what have you taken away from them so far, mate?
This update's insane. Let's start with that, and then we go to the teams. I think the teams are adapting to that change quite well. We saw the scrims obviously through the week, but I still don't think they kind of unlocked it. I think the pressure that we've had in the cooker for this day number 1 for just 2 games, there's been a massive learning curve for these teams.
You know what's funny is as I was watching PWS earlier, Martin, and I think it was Group B versus Group C over there, and I didn't see anywhere near this amount of opportunity for these teams, be it like nades opening up dips or any pickaxe stuff and things like that. I think that PC is very quick on the uptake here with it being in their hands.
You can see it a little bit already kind of in ranked and how everything runs out, but as I said, like these guys are just min-maxing to such an extreme degree that, you know, the priority, and that's what I'm saying with the guys that I'm playing with well in ranked, guys, you gotta fill your cars with nades, you gotta fill your cars with helmets, because the only thing ducking out of there, you're gonna lose helmets because the way you peek, and also the way that you're gonna use nades both as offensive lethals, but also as a utility to put yourself into greater spots, right? And yeah, I'm packing, you know, as I said before, 5, 6, and 8 little 3 backpacks. More importantly, one thing I really noticed and that I've started using myself, you don't cook nades anymore because you want them to roll into the dips. You want them to roll as fast as possible, right? And once you kind of see the direction that the players are, especially with the pings, you throw a nade in a direction, you know that if there's a dip there that is in, it's gonna kind of roll into the dip and actually get the knocks there. Stay in. So that's one thing that I noticed a lot and that I'm really utilizing, especially here. That I think the guys out there as well. Make sure you don't cook as much, unless it's, you know, it's close. But like you throw it far, you know there's a dip there. Make sure that your nade rolls as far as possible by not cooking it.
All right, well, before we get into our next game as well, we can check in with some team comms here from our Miramar to see who's able to be a bit chatty.
They're pants on me.
That one's left side, right?
Knock 1.
You knocked 2. You knocked 2.
Knock left side. One up.
I'm bolting out.
One on, yeah.
I'm getting shot from the back. Take care. I'm hitting top floor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it west for you.
I'm nading once and we push up, okay? I'm nading once and we push up. Okay, go.
I don't think we push up.
Go, just. Oh no, it's fucking smoke.
Just fucking chill, guys.
I'm knocked.
Бля, я не могу
зацелить. На желтую.
Я туда и хотел, он, блядь, чего близко.
Их 2 всего.
Я не мог тебя забирать.
Они оба там.
Nokki tähän meidän viereen. Vissiin 4 viereen. Seke hakee. Vörtti hakee. Ommi alas. Vittu kun tää on seisomaan.
Anteeksi.
Well, if you understand some other language, there's definitely some colourful comms there to get things going. But of course, you know, in the heat of the moment, you got to get things done here for the boys. So 2 great games to start off our playoffs, not going to lie. Definitely very eye-opening as well for some people out there that may not be fully used to exactly how things have gone down from patch to patch. But definitely we're in for some more changes here for PUBG. And it's an exciting time with Game 3 on the way here, Mark. And already some teams put themselves in a great position here to be able to advance.
Yeah, I think it is about that position, right? And obviously, we're coming into that halfway point now of the day. That's a huge amount, Hakatori. And it's good to see him kick it off early. The damage. Oh my days.
A little unfair for Chris, really. He's actually done quite a lot just so far in these first 2 games, but then you put him up against basically example 2.0. Hakatori looking insane as always, and he never will not if you keep giving him any gun in this game. But anyway, it's going to be match 3. It's time to take over. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us. It's me and Avenger to be able to bring you here. Game number 3 as we see all these teams try and adapt.
Yeah, it is. We also have to note that it's Chris stole 3 kills and lost 0. So that's also one of the reasons. The damage that you deal to knocked players does not contribute towards your total damage. It's only damage done on standing players before the DBNO. So, but here we are in Tego, James, and I gotta say, I've had a absurd amount of Tego in ranked. I think 70% of my games today was Tego. Absolutely insane. I love myself some Terminal, and the amount of kind of positions and areas that you get inside, and especially from where I really understand why Twisted Minds and the boys, they have been holding on to this kind of Twisted Minds split east of Terminal. You do really have everything in hand for that area. The only thing that is difficult to kind of get to is that far south side once where you had to kind of traverse, but you only traverse kind of past Buksan Sa, and then you're already at Songam. So it's really a great spot where Twisted Minds have wrapped up to and kind of locked down on.
Yeah, and it isn't exactly the funny thing about their drop spot, which I also appreciate, by the way. I think it's a good spot, all things considered, even though you've got, you know, the likes of Terminal still hanging around. Is it wasn't exactly the most the straight away answer, right? They clearly workshopped it. They clearly workshopped the split, even though you got to do a little bit of a split here to be able to get away from some of those shots coming in. A K2, I hate this gun.
Agreed.
But it's fine.
Like
yeah, they workshopped it, and it's worked out great.
Yeah, I mean that it comes with Tego having so much loot, right? There's even the small 1-2-story houses just has a great amount of loot, and you're able to, sure, you can scrap by, you can do some M249s, but also they want to kind of access themselves into every single position and every single first circle pop where they have a decent prior there. Like they're never last. They're often, you know, top 3 first, sometimes 4th and 5th, but they still manage to find space and areas where they still get into a new compound and know, oops, all right, we're fine. We have kind of the setup that we want. And also, it doesn't come into like, sure, like myself, I love playing in a way where you have your perfect setup, but these guys are so good that they can parry anything. We've seen a lot of M249s, we've seen a lot of kind of prio guns where they still make it work, and then you kill one squad and boom, you take their stuff, right? That's really what Twisted Minds been great at. But yeah, looking at how their performance was in terms of the map performance, their maps was better though on Erangel and Miramar. They've really figured those 2 maps out though.
Yes, they have. And for these wildcard ones, which I guess I can't. Can I call them wildcards anymore?
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, okay, we can. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, hooray. If you look at this circle and you look at the positions that have favored other teams in these kinds of spots, it's been S8UL, man. Like, we have seen these circles come down on Tego. S8UL has taken these kinds of compounds. They've been able to roll with them. They've been able to get wins from here. I said it before they got the win in the finals from this kind of circle, and then they got the win, admittedly against a bit of a wounded Virtus Pro. And I don't know. I think they can do it again. I think they're so good in this area, in these kinds of circles. So I'm keeping my eye on S8UL for this one because they need a bit of a bump up from the 8 points they already have.
Yeah, they can hopefully do great here. Nixie, mutant here. He gets Mogar. Now we're gonna see some more shots kind of evolve, and especially here in Godok and how everything is evolving. And I agree. You guys said the best. These team colors are catching me off guard, guys.
What happened?
What's with this switch up? But yeah, obviously with how everything is lining up, and especially Virtus Pro though, they had on the 3 maps they had on Tego, they had 41 points. Like they were so good on both Rondo and Tego. Obviously, one of them was against the Twisted Minds guys, and they had a rough one for that one. But yeah, and now here in Hosan, it's looking like it's gonna get locked down. But there's so many areas we can really pull up on, and the southern side is now occupied here by Joga Perdido.
Yeah. If they just kind of hunker down against Bushido Wildcats, I think both teams could happily just sit there and reside there for a little bit of time. And there's Na'Vi, the absolute blenders of the lobby. 3,300 damage in the previous game. It's ludicrous how much this team can put out. And again, you flick over to Fairist and it's like, oh yeah, he's done 340 damage. That's pretty decent. And then you keep cycling through all the players. Oh my god, this is insane.
He even had 6 kills. Freya's had like one of his best games for the kills, efficiency, and the steals that he had in the last game here. So it was looking really good here. Now TMO, Hive is on the receiving end on so much here in him and gets Schengen. Yeah, Hive. That's so unfortunate for them not to be able to catch on to more here. But then again, James, nothing is done unless you're an Navi. Nothing is done. I would even go as far as saying no slack here with 3 more games to go, James. There's like they're so easy to get in and get 5, 6, 7 more points, and they're going to be completely fine here with 30 plus.
Yep, I think you're right. Even technically, anybody with 3 games left can be able to make this work. As X-Howl here, just kind of pottering on around, seeing where they want to go. I mean, technically on a circle like this, I'm very against the idea of like saying, okay, yeah, we're gonna go into Song Arm and just sit there for a second. It's like, no, I mean, let's go elsewhere and see what's actually available to us.
All right, this is the game. Oh, he left a link.
Ooh,
That's
Lynx.
huge gun to leave behind.
Who's coming for it?
Effects maybe a pixelic. Or they could put it in the car if they have a US. But yeah, they're getting gobbled up here, so that's going to be completely fine. And also, with their current spot, having the northern side swamp here is actually really great, especially as a first circle kind of area, because you have connections to everywhere. Like, you can go anywhere in the next circle pop, no matter how horrendous it is. And they're getting 3 out of their mind here. We're talking multiple 3 vests, 3 helmets. Let's see how many guns they end up getting here. That's going to be crazy. So is this the game for construction workers? Currently 2 points in 2 games. Now we're in our 3rd game here, James. I said I think they're going to do well here. They obviously didn't play as many scrims as maybe some of the other teams. Guys, come on. Well, just 1 scrim to get warmed up against the same teams you're playing. We want to see that.
Need something, don't we? Need something here for the boys, because otherwise they're going to be languishing in playoffs only and no finals throughout the year, unfortunately for them, if they don't change their ideas a little bit. But the other teams, clearly hungry for it, clearly voracious for it in some instances, right? You see No Slack and kind of what they've been able to do so far. AXE with a ginormous body, but just a really small head on top of that body. He must be extremely tall.
I'm thinking of a certain Photoshop now, but let's not share that. We talked about that yesterday. But I'll say this though, James. No Slack, we talked about it, like how well they're able to do in the last playoff. How well they're able to do in the last playoff. They've been able to elaborate and capitalize on that once again, right? These guys are smart. They're great shooters. A little bit surprising to see how well they're actually doing as a team here. Maybe it's just because they had an idea that PNC Finland might be back.
Yes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Yes, it does. Also, kind of that angle for IEXE, it reminds me of the Colossal Titan. The first time I saw the Colossal Titan in Attack on Titan.
Right. Does he have a small head
The weebs will get that, don't worry.
Does he have a small head as well?
Does he what, sorry?
Does he have a small head as well, that Colossus?
Yeah, well, yeah, he has a small head, but he's a ginormous Titan. He's very tall.
Right.
Very tall.
Right, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Almost like some of the guys we have on some of the teams. There's some really tall guys, and that's sometimes an advantage, not when you're flying, though. And these guys have been flying a lot. They're going to be flying out to PGS, to PNC, and to Esports World Cup as well the next coming few months here. So it's going to be busy time and busy schedule for these guys. So sitting here at home playing here in PEC is going to be great for them, and they're obviously enjoying that hometown. But it is stressful, especially playing a best of 5 here. Oh my God, Fairies, you found yourself a high ground spot and duck yourself.
Illegal.
That's an illegal spot. Someone's not going to be able to see that if there's nothing close to. Look at that. That's actually really an illegal spot. Holy, that's got a guy. He's got a bike too for cover.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
Whoa!
Whoa! The smallest little jump of all time, but at least he got some speed coming off the hill. Look at him go.
He's so fast.
Wow.
Back to the coop. Maybe get some loot here. Let's see.
Pack up the bike.
Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe pick the bike in the car. That's the thing though with the coop. When you have a bike in there, it's 70 capacity, and the coop only has 100, right? You only have space for 1 nade. Like, the coop can't really pack much. That's why I'm always driving UAC. Also, the UACs are almost unflippable, and that's really on par with both my drive and also my teammates. So go for the USs. And look at that southern shift, James. We're close to a swamp here.
He got that bike out of his bag, so he can tuck that back on in, and he's good to go. But yes, you're right. With the circle shift far southeast here, Swamp still in play. But again, SAUL, man, the compounds that they are always in are dead center. They've got to be scared, though, I think, because there's going to be some teams crashing on forwards here. There's the potential that these splits actually get hit. Spiro just hit example as well. To Perfectix also down. Big Titans of the lobby at the moment going down to one another here on this rotate.
They got absolutely rolled by Boost against Spiro. What happened there? Wow. To just absolutely destroy Twisted Minds like that. The only lost Hackatory was actually only it's a big name to take out, though, but here Tooling's coming down also. That's so unfortunate. Tried to do a drive-by too. And that's Na'Vi getting 3 kills and going up against a team that's already qualified. That's what you get because they don't care. Obviously, sure, there's some PGC points on the line. You want to still do well. You want to kind of win the lobby. But with how far they are already, James, it's not a team you kind of want to roll up on and try to do drive-bys on like that. Because they're going to come in.
Sorry, did Hackatory just shoot Villains out of the glider as well? But now Twisted Minds is gone. They're out. That's them done as quickly as that. It was Na'Vi and Virtus Pro of all teams to be able to shut them down. There's a world, Martin, where I'm thinking to myself, right, because we've got such good quality teams. Na'Vi, PGS2 champions. Virtus Pro, PGS3 champions. Does Twisted Minds ever get a look in again at #1? They should, right? They should, in theory. But we've just got such insane quality now at the top.
Yeah, it's not uncontested anymore. It's actually crazy how good it is. And you gotta punish it. And here they did get punished. Also want to see some teams punish the 2-2 split though, James. We have SZUL in the 2-2 splits. We have Jogo Bonito splitting 2-2. We have S2G also with some splits. No Slack. There's so many teams, especially in Phase 2. And that's kind of the tendency we saw at the last playoffs as well. And I'm wondering if people are like, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it losing players for 4 versus 2 because someone else is just going to crash us. And that's really what the teams have been great at, that the third-party crashes. And they're like, okay, the 2-2 splits are actually really worth it working out, especially in compounds. You can lock down as a 2-man, especially the 2 ones that SZUL has on the lockdown right now.
Yeah, for those Western teams, though, I'm a little bit concerned. Like, if you're on Hosan Prism for now, yeah, okay, it's like the Red Keep, and you've got your dragons flying around up above it, like Mr. Stratos himself. But, like, you're going to have to move from there eventually. So that's, I guess, what your good old dragon in the sky is trying to do. Where are you going to be going next? And usually it's into the swamp to try and figure something out. He does see teams rotating behind them. So they're making sure to fortify this location, push them off, and then try and get rid of any encroaching armies as they do try and move in on this. But and also get that car out of the wall. Why is it stuck there? What's going on?
What do you reckon? This is the best gun out of the glider? Like a high capacity DMR probably is the best one to do some damage. Swap out. Although, oh my god, Nailip takes tons of damage here. Pixelic finds Justice. Now Nemesis and Construction Workers in a bit of a fight here. Points going the way of Construction Workers. That's going to be a great nade. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't cook it, it might roll into these holes. There's a bigger one here now done for Nailip, and looks like Nemesis and disengaged just a little bit. This circle did pop away and kind of east on the further side away from Swamp though, James. So now the teams on this western side, they're going to have to figure out how they get into this next one.
All right, I'm bringing back an RTS term. If we ever see this, the cheeky little hole that Ferris used that we just saw there as well, it's turtling. We're turtling from now on.
Sure, yeah.
It's a camp spot. You're ducking your head in. It's turtling. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
that's huge.
It's in.
All right, back to the big compound where we saw SZUL have some success from. These guys, they know how to play from here. And also, now that they're all strong, this is going to be a big game for them. I'm looking at double-digit kills, potentially top 2, top 3 here. Keta takes him and down. That's huge to get some points in the way of Ascend. And TMO losing players early on is not good.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Send, what are you going to be doing? And then coming in from this side a little bit later, trying to find a direction that they can go for. As looks like T-Bone was trying to scout out what Nemesis is doing on the south side of that. Keta actually does take down He-Man completely. So Quizzy, though, and Vitality want a bit more points. They didn't get really much in that last game here, but they've got themselves, yes, the compound that no doubt 3 or 4 teams are going to try and inhabit, and then eventually everybody's going to have to come out and everybody's going to die.
That's the Hail Mary compound. Everyone knows. Yeah. Like, if you have the northern side though in this circle is good because you can deny the teams from the south and from the other side of the roads because it's isolated by the road alone, right, in the kind of intersection. So that's gonna be good. We've seen them. This feels like a replay, James. You know, this feels like a replay from the area that we've seen here before. With SADUL being here, Vitality being in this spot here. A few different teams, but let's see if these guys are going to be able to dig themselves out. Schiller, he's turtling, James. He's turtling.
Okay, he's turtling. He's turtling. I mean, it's okay for the moment. He's got a little bit of cover. Oh, but that car. Okay, move away, and then back into your hole.
Oh, he's got to dig a wider hole now that he doesn't have cover from this side here. Get on with it here, Schiller. I do think that it's in a good spot right now because it's not too strong, but if they buff the pickaxe or you're able to do a double swing or a wide swing, or you know, hold it down for to dig yourself a deeper hole there, that would be crazy. Also no slack also knows this area. They're also this kind of this western side. They're slow from this. Fex finds with the Dom, finds so set for the flush. Stay it. Now the last player, Nemesis. Nemesis are not at the start. We know that they're capable of, James. That's such a strong showing throughout the last circuit round off here, but now in the second playoff, they are struggling. Oh, that cook would have been perfect. Stay and finds T-Bone. Killer guy goes down.
Yep, not bad at all. Not bad at all. More nades should be able to shut down stage here. Do throw a double forwards here. Good stuff. Maybe it'll get the res up straight away. Love the ripples on the water. It's one of my favorite things about the explosives. But anyway, I forgot that the hybrid scope's also in. So I'm going to see if anybody's going to be using that too much. I think I see most people kind of stray away from it. Yeah,
I don't like it. I think that it's a 4x instead of a 2.5 or 3.5 that it originally is. Yeah, I think it's wrong. Keta finds Vard though. Ascend is trying to defend just a little bit here. Fex is sending it out. And Constructions Work is really trying to have their big game here, but being a little bit denied by the Ascent guys. Losing Vard now is not great. Now we have to see what... Oh, Fex finds Itzchris quite easily with M4 here. And as we see this kind of swing around, it's going to be an easy flush as well onto Itzchris.
Back in front of the nade forwards here. And there was always going to be this fight brewing. Keta 98. This time he's upgraded himself. He's got a Lynx in hand. See if he can actually pump someone full of holes with it. Such a brutal gun to have to go up against here, but Construction Workers, 6 kills. This could be their road to redemption. Nade forward, and it's a good nade to start things off. Keta almost with 1 no, but Nail Up responds in kind. Good stuff. Good response there from Nail Up.
Yeah, that was close. Down to 30 HP. Great effort there, but Nail Up were able to turn around. And Construction Workers really turning this game around for them. Them up to 9 points here, just 2 points away from that cutoff, but SADL is going to have a big one here. Bushido Wildcats is looking strong with full 4 men alive here from their spot as well, especially them being able to kind of backfill that compound that Construction Workers were in before. Was that a mistake, especially with this Western shift here? Was that a mistake for them to leave it, or does Pixelic have a greater spot to kind of turn on and do things here? But let's see, Nodi. Diogo Benito might be able to try them. I think, is this a play for holes inside their field, or is that TMO? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's aimed towards the Mythov, but at the same time, you could use it as your next checkpoint if you're able to get rid of them, right? Yeah. So I guess it's twofold in terms of the play. Because the thing is that the 2 South members of Diogo Benito are actually able to scout that out pretty decently. Yeah. But Slavson has joined them up now.
VP able to find themselves a spot inside this eastern side here, but there's a lot of players in this eastern side of this hill here. So now we're going to see a little bit of a utility rain coming towards this. Lookarox goes down with the Dragonov from Getrox's hands. That's Vitality turning on a little bit. This is actually a perfect circle to do that Hail Mary we were talking about towards the Vitality compound, because it's still in on the southern side and enables you to play just a little bit.
Yeah, and the one thing is that ex-Howlers actually spread themselves out across what is the 2 compounds on that south side of the road. So technically, you can see oftentimes people actually hit that and actually dislodge them. It's a bit difficult to sometimes reinforce, even on what is technically the same side of the road. But nades go forwards against Noddy, who's found himself the absolute usual corner that people do go to. We saw ex-Howler in the past get taken away from there. Bestolosh, he's got it clocked in, dialed in on the range, and knows exactly how to hit that corner, and Noddy will be the sacrifice for it.
That's beautiful. They actually had really good accuracy with that one. A little bit further right, he might be able to get the flush too. Richelin going for the rest here. That's some great accuracy to try to take down Diogo Benito. But there's still 3 standing. Now Nades comes in from VP. They're capitalizing on this one here.
Odin!
That's a great Molotov as well. Straight on Castralny, straight onto Nodi.
Yeah, not bad for Virtus Pro at all. Trying to shut this down and then make a play in here from this east side. Nixie's going very aggressive on this right-hand side as well. Trying to shut it down. Nodi was down and now he's completely gone here. And Nate goes forwards against Nixie. He's going to be knocked thanks to Simon. Yoga Benito not going to take this lying down at all. As they're trying to shut down this torrent of aggression that's coming their way. They know it's going to be desperate times here at the moment. Currently dancing into that blue zone, but it gets shut down directly with the M249.
Yeah, able to get a few kills here. VP might be on the receiving end here for this one, but still being able to get the 4 kills they've had so far is huge. Slaven finds another nade knock onto Corexi outside the blue. It's going to be an easy turnover here. Can Vimy maybe get another point, get one more flush on TMO? He did get one more. That's 5 for them. And it's a decent salvage game to turn things off with a little bit of a turtle side hole here for him. Can he have a little bit of a pause before he's going to continue his onslaught?
Yeah, what's interesting while this has all been going on is how teams have played out of that compound that we were talking about, right? Like the Vitality as well as X-Howl. X-Howl actually used the mortar and then pushed on that position very aggressively, where this is on that south side, and Vitality has been able to just make landfall alongside a ridge as well towards the middle of this circle. So we saw in playoffs day 3 as this map saved Vitality. And for S2G, they're not being saved at all. Virtus Pro shuts them down on that side, and Beamy goes down to the blue as well. So everyone's just dying off over there. It's not too much of a surprise considering how many teams were congested on that east side, right?
Yeah. And kind of expected from what they were able to kind of lock down so far. But yeah, Howl trying to make a little bit of a dash forward, try to get in here. Vitality looking good too with the area they've gotten, but it could be backstabbed by either Howl or Exile at this point, obviously, or this. So let's see what they get out of this one here. This circle though was important though for construction workers games. Does they is this the game we talked about? Do they kind of enable themselves to get into a spot where they can get some more points and maximize and push themselves into this top 8? That is our cutoff for day 1 to get into the finals next weekend.
Well, yeah, it's a good question, right? Swamp's still in. Technically, they still have a bit of an anchor position as well with the 2 and the 2-1 split. Nailup's going to be left in the position. And actually, they do see Dante as well, so they actually respond to that very, very well. And then shut him down, and Hive is gone. That's everybody on their west side completely eliminated, unless Bushido Wildcats looks to go for a wraparound on that west side. I do wonder, has Pixelic and whoever else is with him actually... Okay, they've dug a little bit of a position here, because I think they're in such an insane spot. You should reinforce it as fast as possible with a bit of digging, no?
Yeah, I think so. But there's a limit. You cannot continue to go like deeper and deeper, right? You can dig it.
No, I mean sideways.
Oh, sideways. All right. So you want to kind of around the
bit of a trench.
hole. Yeah, you could do that maybe. Maybe be able to get them up, get a spot there. But Pixelic finds a baby. Now some teams try to send it. Howl trying to get into this southern side. Yeah, maybe they want to get a hold from the south here. Milkup did get and steal the point here from a view. That's a great kind of spot for them to get into, and also steal a point away from construction workers.
Arm in hand for Fex. This is an incredibly important game, as you mentioned. Wait, double arm. Ooh, okay. They decided to have everything from those crates prior, I guess, and now S8UL going for a dash themselves here from the compound that's normally going to be able to pay them huge dividends. Millman somehow survives all of the cars driving past the Great Migration, the herd here moving. S8UL doesn't know where they're going. Okay, they're just driving around for everything. What is happening?
That's crazy. Bushido Wildcats are able to scoop that one up here, getting a few points for them. That's 4 great points and some placements already here. Shots now coming out from X-Howl here. They are on the southern side with 6 kills, still with some cars available, some shields too. Levent finds Millman. Now we're in the top 5, and the teams are really capitalizing this one so far. And it's all the teams that's kind of on our cutoff. They might all end up pushing out VP, maybe even Ascend at this point.
Yeah, Vitality doing all right here on the northeast side. X-Howl has found themselves what is effectively a little bit of a turtle spot down in the middle. And here comes Code Marco crashing into the position here of construction workers. Sees them in the distance, goes for some shots, crossbow starts and stuff like that. Nail up, goes for another spray on the south side, but at the same time, reinforcements coming from the backside here from construction workers, but they're gone as Metabay is able to shut it all completely down with Pixelic on that south side. Brilliantly dislodged. I thought that they were going to be the team to try and dislodge construction workers, just not from the angle that I was expecting.
So confident in the pull-up. They're like, yeah, they're only a 3-man. Let's just do a 4v3 and we win it easy peasy. And nobody's capitalizing on it. I would love to see Vitality push in on the two knocks that they already had here. This is out in 4th place. This continues to get these high placements and continues to get this little bit of a salvage game going. Only 1 kill, but still 5 total points for them to go their way.
Push.
And now Vitality, this is their qualifying game. If Vitality can close this one out and get the win, this is them in 30 plus.
Yeah, this is a big push as well. They knew that technically here, Bushido Wildcats, yes, you made a great push against construction workers, but that has pinned you into a corner with this move. As Nailcop actually doing a lot of damage here with the mini as well. Howl is fanning out on this. This is a perfect play by them to just try and completely seize control of this circle whilst these two teams fight in the corner.
And now Flores as well with the backfill onto, this is huge, onto, oh my god, Quizzy finds Nailcop though. Now shots are coming out from Flores, X-Howl here, and a little bit of the receiving in terms of how much damage they've been able to do, but have they forgot about Cold Marco? He's just hiding down in this dip in between them. They're hammering shots towards each other. Now Vitality's going to be running towards him. And look, Cold Marco finds one. That's going to be a little bit of a thorn in the side of Vitality.
I've got to say, is Turkey back in full force? Not S2G, unfortunately for them, but X-Howl as well as Bushido Wildcats doing God's work at the moment for this one. Looking like they're getting a ton of points. Vitality, though, as I say, we saw them win some fantastic Tagos in the last 2 weeks. Can they win another? Only 4 kills go their way. X-Howl with the 9 at the moment here. Able to completely lambast everyone down on that south side, as now Vitality is going to make a bigger swing. But Levante moving forwards here. Utility going to try and cover him whilst he's making that move. As more reinforcements move forwards. Quizzy with a massive nade here, and Levante with a follow-up. That is X-Howl getting absolutely decimated upon arrival.
Yeah, we're down to just Odin Mavezi. He might have 5 kills here, but that feels like it's it for X-Howl here. Vitality have done everything. Still 4-man strong here. This is the Vitality we know and love. Look at that. A few more kills, a few more flushes to be able to be had. Oh, that's a perfect loose one to push him out. Shots coming in. There's no denying this, though. Jammer pack on the flush. Yeah, that's huge. He got the points. That's huge for X-Howl here, though, James. But that is Vitality getting an 8-kill victory and a chicken dinner to close this one out here. And this is probably their qualification game. What a great push for them.
It ain't going to take them 3 days this time around. Team Vitality comes out swinging to make sure that they do not have to go through the rigmarole that they had to 2 weeks ago. Let's get Mark back in, talk about this game. This was, it was time to Tago in a big way, Mark.
It was time to Tago. We've got to talk about Turtle, boys. I'm sorry. We're going to come back to that. But Vitality, good play from them. And look, you guys are talking about they're in the compound, but somehow, some way, they kind of sent it out. And I suppose unscathed by a lot of the teams, but not a bad game for them. I do want to highlight X-Howl as well, boys, because you didn't quite see it on the stream. There's so much action going on at the same time, but from the map feed, you can see X-Howl. They actually used the mortars as an aggressive stance. They took the mortars towards this, and we saw that kind of aerial shot a bit later, where there was so much open terrain, but they took the aggressive stance. They left the compound, and they took the kills with it.
Yeah, it seems like it's the kind of 1-2 punch that you get with the follow-up of a mortar now. It just looks fantastic if you're able to use it correctly. As we take a look at the highlights from this game here, Martin, and I think it bears repeating that Vitality, I mean, as much as sometimes I kind of make fun of that compound quite a lot in Tago when we see teams get in there and then get stuck and then not be able to do anything with it, but Vitality was able to do something with it, hold teams off when they were coming anywhere close, and then being able to make the transitions they did. It was really masterfully played.
Yeah, and those circles there, that northern part of the compound is really the way to play. The other side is a little bit bait, it feels like, especially because of how the roads are singling and holding on to that northern side here. But Vitality, the 18 points they're able to have from this game, and how they're able to leapfrog into these next circles here, staying 4 guys alive, taking massive control when they had to, was really beautifully played. So well done to them. And yeah, just a few more points and I think they might be safe. But now it's the race for who gets 16 PGC points if you're able to take first.
Yeah, it's weird, this one, because it's not just the north side of that compound that paid its dues, really, Mark, because Exile was in there as well, and the south side managed to hold off anybody kind of coming their way too, and then get themselves 10 kills from it as well. Is Turkey making a bit of a resurgence for you as well, watching Exile and Bushido do so well here?
I think they need to, right? And I think for me, phase number 1 for PEC Spring was you kind of look at Turkey, you know you're going to get a good team, definitely get through strong qualifications, but it didn't quite get it, did we? We saw glimmers of it. It definitely feels like they're back here for phase 2.
Ooh, okay. We have 37 points for Na'Vi, 30 points for Team Vitality, but getting a bit spicy now with only 2 games remaining here, Martin.
Yeah, it does, and with this, that's Vitality's game done and dusted here. 30 plus points is safe, but look at how close it is for Reynolds. Even with Team Nemesis with 6 points, you're only 12 points up to 8th place. Like, one great game qualifies you here, and that's going to be your focus. Because you cannot rely on the rest of it. Obviously, 2 more games to go, but still, guys, teams that should be on top but isn't, as we see Odin Mavesi here with the top damage and top kills. That's great, but teams that should be at the top compared to what we saw last week's Nemesis, Twisted Minds, they're not present up there, and we should really be seeing their contesting at that very top.
You know, Pixelix got the headgear for all this new meta as well, Mark. I think that, technically speaking, they should be awesome with the pickaxe, no?
I just saw that, made me chuckle. Only Pixel would do that and get away with it. Absolutely lovely. No, they got the right gear. And a better game from construction workers. I think they were sleeping game number 1, game number 2. But actually definitely a pick up here for game number 3. So good play, but there are a lot of teams that are on that cut-off point. Even a team like Virtus Pro's on that cut-off point. A team which I wouldn't put anywhere near it for day number 1. But one game will turn things around potentially.
Yeah, our team focus for this one was on no slack, and as we take a look at how they were able to try and play this out, a little bit difficult from that south side here to make something work. Of course, IEXE doesn't have the headgear for this new meta here, Martin, with his flaming hat. I hate it all. I hate it.
What profession do you think that hat goes with, though?
What's that shop in America called? Hot Topic cashier.
Okay,
there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
You know Hot Topic?
No, I don't.
I'm trying my best here, Martin. I'm trying. It's basically where you buy like emo clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that one was the big one on Slack. They were on the receiving end. That's why we saw so many kills on Odin Mavesi here. But yeah, they still have 25 points though. Surprised that no Slack is able to keep up to such a high degree here. 25 points is 5 points shy of safe. It's potentially 15 points shy of taking, 14, 15, 16 PGC points home. And as we talked about throughout there, those points is literally what puts you to Esports World Cup or to, your PGSs or to PGC at the end of the year. That 16 points could be the difference that makes you go to PGC or not.
Yep, very important indeed as we take a look at the kill leaders. But for now as well, we can also listen